Today we're going to take a look at a more obscure trailer release. This is from a British film company, and it's Stan and Ollie, which is the biography of Laurel and Hardy. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it with you.
Camera set. Okay, back projection. Cue music. And action. Hollywood legends Mr. Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy arrived in Britain today as they embarked on a national tour.
They both look great in these roles.
For this new picture to come together. I'm going to make sure that this tour gets off on the right foot.
There it is, the Eiffel Tower.
It's amazing that you two are still going strong, still using the same old material.
Here they are.
Such a wonderful reception, isn't it, Ida?
It's okay.
2 double acts for the price of 1.
It's because the wives were quite a comedic pair as well.
People just don't want to see Laurel and Hardy anymore.
Has he been pushing you a little too hard, babe?
You know, Stan.
You could have said goodbye, Oliver, a long time ago.
We had a good thing going, but you had this big chip on your shoulder because I did a picture with someone else.
I couldn't sleep for days when they told me what you did. You're just a lazy ass who got lucky because you met me.
Lucky to spend my life with a man who hides behind his typewriter.
You betrayed me. Betrayed our friendship.
You're hollow.
You cannot go on stage again in your condition.
I love you, but I won't stand by and watch this nutty tour put you in a wooden box.
I should never have had us take this tour. I love him, Ida.
You're not leaving, are you, Stan? The show must go on.
When you watch our movies, it was just the two of us.
With John C. Reilly
All they had was each other.
is completely...
Je ne regrette rien. And you shouldn't regret rien either.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stan Laurel and Mr. Oliver Hardy.
I'll miss us when we're gone.
So will you.
It's actually hard to identify which one looks more like the character they're playing. They both look great in those roles. This is obviously going to be a much better vehicle for John C. Reilly to show his acting talents than the Sherlock Holmes parody that he's doing with Will Ferrell. You know, I reviewed that trailer the other day, and that is crude humor and it's broad humor, and certainly it's not the same kind of acting is required here. And Steve Coogan looks great as well in his role. What I like about this is it's a biography, so it's their story. And it also, within that, they're also playing, it plays like a Laurel and Hardy movie in a way. Now, when I was a kid, Laurel and Hardy weren't my favorite comedians of that vaudeville era. I always loved Abbott and Costello. I watched them religiously every Sunday. They came on WPIX, which was an independent station out of New York City. And I saw all their movies several times. But I have a fond place in my heart for Laurel and Hardy because they were March of the Wooden Soldiers. And that was every holiday when I was a kid, you would watch that. And as with all of these comedians, Laurel and Hardy, the Three Stooges, Abbott and Costello, there's a lot of tragedy in their personal lives. And it's sad, but really their personal lives, the story of their personal lives is so compelling because all of these comedians had this tragic side, which is why they sought comedy. They sought out comedy and wanted to do it. So both of them look great in these roles. I've said it multiple times, but it bears repeating. And I think that this particular film, it looks as though they're focusing on their post-film career. So this was, you know, in the twilight of their careers, after World War II, when they basically went on this live tour of Europe, mostly England, and it shows the friendship that actually existed. Of course, all these partnerships, Abbott and Costello, the Stooges, and 3 of the Stooges were brothers. Mo Howard, Curly, and Shemp were brothers, and of course, Curly's tragedy befell him. Shemp stepped in. And Laurel and Hardy, they all had business issues that would strain the partnership, and they're showing that here. But ultimately, the friendship wins out, and I like how they could make each other laugh, and they're showing how they could make each other laugh in their personal lives. So I think this looks great. This looks like a film that will do justice to the men who they're portraying. It should give a chance for John Reilly and Steve Coogan to flex their ample acting skills, and you know, it's going to be released at a time that, you know, hopefully they'll be remembered during award season, because it looks as though this might be something that could bring in some awards and deserves to. So if the film meets up to the promise of the trailer, I think we're looking at something that'll be very memorable, and I'm excited to see it. So definitely a yummy.